Speed, power, positioning. To be one of the world's best strikers, these are just some of the traits that are needed to reach the top. Players like Kane or Haaland have shown that to score tons of goals, you don't need to be fancy. And in Haaland's case, you don't even need to dribble the ball if you have elite level game awareness like he does. But this season, a 26-year-old Swedish man has seemingly taken the footballing world by storm, as confidence is oozing out of him. Viktor Gyökeres is obviously the most sought after striker in the world, as this season he is leading Sporting CP to a seemingly historic one. They have won every single game in the Portuguese league, as well as finding themselves right behind Liverpool in the Champions League table. And of course, we all remember the world was in shock about his hat-trick against Manchester City. But just how did a 24-year-old in the Championship playing for Coventry City 2 years ago now have the world's biggest clubs sending €100 million bids, hoping and praying for him to sign to their club? And who are the biggest contenders to signing Viktor? But before we have a chance to get to those teams who want to sign him, I just want to start off with his career. And it didn't come so easily for him. Maybe he didn't have that raw, God-given talent that some prospects just seem to possess. I mean, the guy grew up in Sweden playing in a second division club named Bromma Pujkarna. And after scoring 12 goals in 10 matches for the U21s, he would be brought onto the first team. And although he doesn't have the physicality or speed that he possesses now, his passing ability and game IQ was a notch above, as it was rare to find a striker that you could link up with. Gyokeres could be the target man, but that's not the role he's best at. As he would spend just 2 seasons in Sweden, he drew the eye of scouts from Brighton, which sounds like a dream move. At age 21, moving to the Premier League, especially Brighton, who are a great environment to nurture talent, seemed like an obvious choice. But Brighton had other plans for him, not putting him in the first team and leaving him on the reserve side, playing in the Premier League 2, which is the reserve league. Spending 2 years here, it would be a waste of time and was detrimental to his development. He needed first team football, and it seemed like Brighton was just not going to give him that opportunity. So he set up a loan move to second tier German side St. Pauli, and this seemed like a good opportunity for him. As he would be fighting for the first 11, he put up a respectable 7 goals and 4 assists in a campaign which he played in 28 matches, either coming off the bench or even starting some games. And this helped him gain some confidence, but it seemed as though Brighton still didn't see him developed enough to crack the first side, so they would send him out on loan again, this time to Championship side Swansea, and honestly things just didn't go as planned, as Gyokeres couldn't settle in at all and wouldn't even have 1 goal contribution halfway through the Championship season. They both realized that this wasn't going to work, as Gyokeres' stock would tumble, but luckily another Championship side was taking a close look at him and wanted to give him a chance, so he went to Coventry City. And this would be the move that would change everything for him. As Coventry paid just $1.2 million for his signature, Brighton thought that they had at least gotten something out of this failed transfer. But the 2021-22 season saw Gyokeres play like his career was on the line, as in his first 11 league matches that season, he would go on to score 9 goals and notch 2 assists. Working on his physical game, he was able to not get pushed off the ball like he did in his earlier career. His speed also improved, as he wasn't blitzing past defenders, but he was still faster than most. But most importantly, his striking and shot power would see a jump. And the 2023 campaign would be the season that Sporting had to drop €24 million on a 24-year-old in the Championship, as he led Coventry to a playoff final, almost reaching the Premier League before losing to Luton Town on penalties. But Gyokeres himself had an amazing season, as in 50 appearances he would hit the net 22 times and then assist a further 12. And he just wasn't doing it for Coventry too, as he would score against the likes of Belgium in the Euro qualifiers, fighting for minutes with another great striker, Alexander Isak. Sporting and Ruben Amorim saw something in Gyokeres, truly believing he could be a star. Sporting were going through a great period in their history, as after 20 years they would get their 19th title, and Amorim was shaping up a beautiful system, a system that needed one more piece to become unstoppable. Gyokeres would lead Sporting to yet another title, making it 2 in the last 4 seasons, and this time his numbers took an incredible leap, scoring 43 unstoppable shot into the back of the net. But if you doubled him, he knew how to pass and linked up to be the open man. And this season is just more of the same. Gyokeres has put the world on blast, scoring hat tricks for both club and country, Sporting genuinely look like one of the most dangerous teams in the world when he is up top. I mean, the guy already has 30 goals this season, and it looks like he will make Sporting a back-to-back champion as well, as they are qualifying for the top 8 in the Champions League, also getting them to the round of 16 automatically. But the thing is, his value has skyrocketed. As much as Sporting fans are pleading with him to stay, I think it's very realistic that he leaves next summer to a club in the top 5 leagues. At 26 years old, he's just now entering his physical prime, and top quality strikers are hard to come by in this market these days, meaning some of these clubs will be giving everything for a chance to have him in their starting 11. And now let's go through some of these clubs and where I think he would be a great fit or not so good fit. Starting with Manchester United. United have been itching for a top-class finisher for years now, as Bruno Fernandes is the main goal-scoring threat of the team, even though he plays in a cam role. The Red Devils are looking much better after sacking Erik ten Hag, but their strikers are just not doing so hot, as Joshua Zirkzee is already looking to leave the club just months after joining. And although Rasmus Højlund is an exciting young prospect who has a great physical profile, he's just too raw right now, and I think Man U fans are getting fed up with waiting for a major trophy. They want to change that, and they want that change now. So who better than Gyokeres? I mean, Ruben Amorim, his ex-Sporting manager, already knows him perfectly and would put in a system for him to shine. But it would be at the cost of Højlund and Zirkzee's development, which they have paid around 100 million euros for both of these players. Although Manchester has the money to spend, I don't think we will be seeing him at United, as I don't think he wants to participate in a turnaround phase, which United are seemingly going through. And the second club, who I think will be the best fit in my opinion, is Arsenal, as Arsenal have every part of their team figured out, except for a dead-eye striker. As although Gabriel Jesus has been decent, he's injury prone, and not only that, he just isn't that stone-cold finisher. And that's becoming clear, as every time they are near a Premier League or any type of trophy, the team just kinda shies away from the moment. They need someone with that confidence up top, playing with the high press style. Gyokeres is already familiar with the way of playing in Arsenal. This one just seems like a perfect match. However, I think if they really want to entice him, Arsenal have to keep up the same level of play and qualify for the Champions League, as right now they are currently tied for 4th place. And look, if they might be dropping out of the title race if they don't start stacking wins soon. And now for the third club, who I think is the least possible option, is Liverpool. As we all know, the Reds are very stingy when it comes to spending money. Although they did splash the cash on Darwin Núñez, he hasn't really transformed into that finisher everyone thought he would become. And I know some Liverpool fans love his chaotic playstyle, but they do need that more safe and reliable option. Especially with Luis Diaz going ballistic this season, and Salah is, well, he's always world class. Liverpool look like the best team in the world right now, as they sit on the top of the Premier League and Champions League table. I think Arne Slot would utilize him perfectly, and if they got their hands on Gyokeres, they would without a doubt possess the most dangerous attack in the world. Well, unless Kylian Mbappe and those Madrid guys get it together. The last club we will talk about is Chelsea, as there has been some rumors about them contacting Sporting. We all know that money isn't an issue and they will pay whatever Sporting demand. Enzo Maresca has made Chelsea back to their norm of qualifying for the Champions League, and although it isn't a crazy achievement, they look as though they will be the first club to win the Champions, Europa, and Conference League. And we know that they are looking for a striker because they were apparently super close to signing Victor Osimhen before, with John Obi Mikel having that whole podcast about it. But anyways, even though they are in the market for a striker, Nicholas Jackson may put those plans on hold, as he has been balling out this season. And in 11 Premier League appearances, he has 6 goals and 3 assists. Sure, it's not Gyokeres numbers, but I think Chelsea may want to keep him around a couple years more because he is younger than Victor and really looks like he wants to be there and succeed with the club. So this one also feels like a low probability. But where do you think Viktor Gyökeres should head to next year? I think Arsenal is the perfect fit for him, but I would love to hear what you guys think. Is he already a world-class striker? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.